Today's podcast is brought to you by the letter A for annoyed at technology and the number 350 million, which is how many times I feel like things have gone bad with technology.
Just this past week alone.
Yeah, just this past week. Hi. Welcome to Knitting My Shit Together, a knitting and fiber arts podcast where neurodivergence and yarn collide. My name is Farrah. I use she, her pronouns, and I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You can find me on Instagram at TimeWifeandBags and on Ravelry at Farrah Knits.
Hi, I'm Annika. I'm in Moses Lake, Washington, and I use they, them pronouns. And you can find me online on Instagram at tfueledliving and on Ravelry at Threadcatcher. And you can find both of us on our combined podcast account on Instagram at Knitting My Shit Together, and also on our Ravelry group, which I think is also Knitting My Shit Together, just without the I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has an asterisk instead of the I, or does it just not have anything?
I don't know. It's different on every platform, so I don't remember.
I know, because sometimes when I had to go put them in, it wouldn't let me do certain things, and yeah. This is episode 31, people. I know you might not have seen episode 30 yet, but today's podcast is brought to you by the letter A for annoyed at technology and the number 350 million, which is how many times I feel like things have gone bad with technology.
Just this past week alone.
Yeah, just this past week. So I was like, oh, let's try a new platform because iMovie is really clunky and it's resource intensive and all the things. And then I was like, maybe I can edit directly on YouTube. Well, YouTube has updated their platform and I can't do the things I thought I could do. So then I'm like, okay. So then I'm Googling like good stuff. So then I picked Adobe Premiere Pro, which a lot of people use. And there was a learning curve because you're learning a whole new software. People, I hate watching instructional videos. I was watching video tutorials. I got several watched. I figured stuff out. I made templates. It was all good. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to upload episode 30 now. And then it wouldn't let me do it from within the Premiere Pro platform. I tried fixing it a million ways and I was getting error messages. Then I'm like, okay, I'll just export it to my hard drive and then I will upload and edit it manually. Or upload it manually to YouTube. And then that didn't work. And then that same day, I was trying to do something else on Vimeo, upload the Patreon, our patron Vlogmas episode that night, and that didn't work. And then I was like, I am done with this. I need to step away from this all for a day because I'm so frustrated. So I did. And I kind of maybe stepped too far away because then today I got on with Annika and I'm like, okay, we're going to do everything different. We're not going to edit anymore. And that's not real. That's not probably the most effective choice. That's just me feeling so frustrated. I just want to like light everything on fire in terms of technology. So instead, what we're going to do is I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to radically accept that sometimes technology goes awry. And I'm going to radically accept that I feel frustrated right now, but that fits the facts. But that I don't have to take the action and follow the urge to like change everything just because I'm feeling a certain way. I can just have grace and patience with myself, and you're all good people, generally speaking, and I'm trusting that you're all having grace and patience with me. And we're gonna record episode 31 today, and stuff will get out when it gets out, and I figure it out. There, you got to see my whole TBT mental process. Thoughts, Annika?
Whoop whoop.
Okay. Announcements. So a lot going on. There is a patron only giveaway going on right now. I am now branching into doing shawl cuffs on Tomboy Femme bags, and I'm gonna experiment with making some probably tonight or tomorrow actually. And the first one I'm gonna do is gonna be a Posse of Weirdo shawl cuff, which is what and so I my internet
Man. We weren't kidding when we said that technology this week.
Okay.
Is it my internet or your internet?
It's mine. Hold on. I'm
Okay.
gonna have Matthew come up here. I'm messaging Matthew that I need to try out and not because I really think it's his fault. And it's not. It's just what it is. But we just do a lot of internet intensive things in the house. Quick switch to my other network, Annika. If
Okay.
it gets now I'm calling my partner in the basement to have him come up because he doesn't look at text.
Yes.
I need you to come upstairs immediately. Okay, bye. He can hear it in my voice. He's probably afraid I'm having a nervous breakdown.
So he's like way calmer than I would be if that was all that was said to me. I gotta be honest.
Guess who's lived with me since I was 19?
You guys have been together?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. Okay, we're like in the middle of recording the podcast right now, like as we speak, but I just need to share something. And this is not your fault at all. I don't even think this has anything to do with it. I just need you to work with me here. Everything is going wrong technology-wise with the podcast the past week. And I feel really frustrated. And right now, Annika and I are recording, and I keep getting your internet connection is unstable messages. I don't think it's because you and Jimmy are using the internet. I know, but can you guys do me a solid and just until we're done recording the episode, which will take like an hour, just get off all internet stuff. And even though it might not logically have anything to do it, just to help me mentally cope. Like, if you do Xbox and it uses the internet, don't. If you do Netflix, like get off Netflix, get off that, just like hang out and talk or something, or play a board game for like an hour. And I'll tell you right when I'm done. And then it won't be like it's just right now. It would just help me in my brain. Even
For now, so that hopefully we can prove that it still has problems, which I know it sucks.
I know it.
You know, you prove that it is other people doing stuff.
Yeah.
And which wireless network is
5 gigahertz.
okay. I mean, we can. Well, I mean, the only thing we're doing is watching Netflix. We'll just stop that. And
Thank you.
Xbox games we're playing. I do have a. I think I have a game downloading, so I'll pause that.
Okay.
That might be using bandwidth. That could be an issue. We'll see.
Okay. And here's the deal. I know logically this isn't it. It's just all the feelings feel so intensely frustrating right now. I know it's illogical, but if you could just do that for me, just to throw me a bone. Okay. Watch Farrah have this moment. I guess we're about keeping it real. This is it, folks.
We really are. Yeah, this is a real life moment. I have real life parenting moments on the podcast all the time. So, I mean, it's your turn, I guess.
Real life me managing my frustration without like throwing things and crying and using all the skills I know how to use right now.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, because what I want to do is pick up my laptop and throw it out my fucking window right now. That's how annoyed I am. Okay. Hi. Announcements. So there's a couple. We have the patron only giveaway going on. If you become a patron, for anywhere from $1 to $1 million a month, you can. I have a post up that. I can't remember what Vlogmas day it was, but one of the Vlogmas days I asked for suggestions for content for Vlogmas.
I think 5 or 2, 1.
No, it's not. It's like 4. I don't know. Watch them. They're short. Annika and I are posting every day for the month of December, which is Vlogmas, on our patron page. I was also thinking about maybe we can do some patron only live, which you can do. But if you comment on that with suggestions for content for Vlogmas and you're a patron, you get entered in a giveaway to win the Posse of Weirdos shawl cuff. And I'm going to do the drawing on December 31st. What else? Because I like doing little things like that, having regular giveaways for our patrons.
Yes.
Because it's fun. And I have some bag ideas I want to make for them too, as little giveaways. Okay. Other announcements. Sarah of Tea Time Fiber Arts has a link. You can go to our show notes in the description box below. There's a link to order our Knitting My Shit Together colorway. It's a custom colorway she designed based on our logo, and it is gorgeous. So amazing. So I got a sweater's worth this week.
I mean, I did technically too.
Yeah. I got Annika a sweater's with for their birthday, and it was going to be a surprise, but they ruined it, but not intentionally, and it's no big deal. I really don't care. I'm not really upset about it, but it's sitting in their closet, and they're not going to open it till their birthday.
Because I actually have birthday gifts this year, and I'm really excited. So,
yay. So that's that. What other announcements do we have, Annika? You can pre-order patches. Our Cover Your Ass Pal is going on, and there's a link in the description box below and at Tomboy Femme Bags to pre-order patches, a merit badge for anyone who participates in the CAL. The merit badges are $8 each. That includes shipping, and you can also pre-order a subscriber patch if you subscribe to the podcast, and we will be ordering these in January. Anything else?
We have to say hi to our favorite
Oh, we do.
member.
We want to take this moment to say hi to our favorite viewer, Arissa. Hi, Arissa. We love you. Arissa is our #1 fan and awesome and adorable. Yeah. So, Arissa's mom is also awesome and adorable. Let's see. Any other announcements, Annika, that you can think of?
Speaking of patches for our knit along, the knit along is still going really strong and it's going till March 31st, and you still have plenty of time to join us. If you were looking for a project for
the new year,
or wanted to like go through your stash and was like, what should I use? We're making the Nether Garments by Elizabeth Zimmerman, and it's a great project for that because the pattern's a recipe and is based off of your measurements and whatever measurements you get gauge wise with whatever yarn you choose, and so it's very customizable. That being said, if you need support actually obtaining the pattern or obtaining yarn to make said pattern, or even need support for doing like the math, let Farrah or I know, and we're totally willing to help support that. So yeah,
we completely are. So yeah, I think that's it for announcements. Okay, let's go on to FOs. Annika, do you have any FOs?
I do.
Yay!
2 FOs this week. There was much rejoicing throughout the land. All right, so my first FO this week is I finally finished my pair of monster socks. I don't remember if everyone remembers the monster sock KAL that happened in October, where you were supposed to take leftovers that you had of sock yarn or minis and mash them all up together to make a pair of socks. I did that and had both sock bodies completely done except for heels, because I do afterthought heels. I put them in a bag because I just was so sick of looking at them, because I pounded these out in like 3 days and like moved on to other projects, lost the bag. And
which bag were they in?
They were in like a canvas bag that I didn't even know I owned. So that's cool. But yeah, so I finally found them. I found them
like last week, right?
Yeah, like Monday, I think. And I put the heels in the next morning. So I'm like, oh, I just need to get these done. So, because I already had all of the ends on the inside, even like cut and woven in as much as I was going to weave them in. So it was just one of those like, I just need to finish these. So I did. And like them sitting in a bag for 2 months apparently really works, because I like them a lot more now than I did then. So, I mean, I guess that worked in my favor. And now I have another pair of socks done. So yay.
Yay.
Yeah. So that's, I think, sock pair number 12 or 13 since I learned how to make socks in July. So that's really exciting.
Well, you learned that method of making socks in July.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've made other socks since July, like of those 12 or 13 pairs that I've
But I mean, before that, you knew how to make socks. You just used a different method, correct?
No, I made one sock.
Oh.
It did not fit. And then I donated the yarn, the needles, and the one sock that I had made to Goodwill, and then didn't touch socks for...
Wow, you're a rock star.
So I guess it just clicked in my brain, and my brain's like, we like these. And yeah. Also, I got hooked buying sock yarn, so I figured I should probably like use it. However, I
Speaking,
really enjoy making socks.
I went through my sock yarn the other night,
Hmm.
video chatting with my girlfriend, figuring out what striped socks she would like. And I really had to go through it all. And I'm like, wow, this is a problem. I have a lot. It's not a problem, actually. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not feeling shame about my striped sock yarn. I have a lot of it and I love all of it and I use it. So,
Yeah.
whatevs. Okay.
All right. So my other FO for this week is I finished Linnea's Christmas cardigan or Christmas present cardigan. It was the weirdest hood construction I have ever done.
You were doing like knitting origami kind of. Like I was watching you knit it and you were so perplexed, like, how is this gonna work? But when you were knitting it, I could see it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, it totally, but it was just like your brain wasn't
My
getting
brain
it that
was
day.
not getting it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the instructions were like the instructions aren't well written. Also this is the pattern that said that the kids 12-year size was going to need like 2,000 yards of worsted weight yarns. So I mean, like this pattern.
So maybe tech editing didn't happen really.
Editing didn't really happen, which I think is the problem because like.
Is that the Ella Ray one?
Yes, Yellow Ray one.
Wow, because that's weird because that's like a big company. You don't think they would have missed that?
You would think, but they didn't.
Wow.
Anyway,
Okay.
so this is the Ellen cardigan by Ella Ray. I admitted the buttons. I mean, I still knit the button band just without the holes for it. And I also admitted the pockets. And I admitted the button band because
You omitted.
Omitted the button band and the pockets because my child who has sensory processing disorder will not wear it if it has buttons, and because she just does not like it. And like the pocket directions were honestly just as bad, if not worse, than the hood pattern. And I'm just like, I'm done.
We're really selling this pattern. This is how real we keep it, though. Just because we knit something doesn't mean we have to like give it a good critique.
I don't have much good to say about this pattern, honestly, but it was free, so you know. But yeah, the yarn that I used was Karen Big Cakes in Cherry Cake. And like I'm really happy with how the striping happened on both sleeves. Like it's just where's the sleeve? There we go. It's just like really satisfying. So that's done, and I feel so much better about the holidays approaching now that it is completed. So yeah, that's it for my FOs.
I have an FO, friend.
I know, I'm so excited.
It's kind of like a little solstice miracle, even though it's not the solstice. Let me show you all.
I think it's you having a Capricorn friend who has gently been nagging you to finish these socks. Miracle.
That too. I don't mind not having lots of FOs because I'm having fun creatively. And I keep saying this lately, but that's because I'm kind of surprising myself about it and having fun. So yeah.
It was more that you were just complaining that you were sick of these socks at this point. I'm like, dude, just finish
them. Yeah.
Just finish them.
And I was sick of them because I looked on Ravelry on my project page and I've been knitting them for I cast them on October 28th. That's a long time for a pair of socks. For me. But I'm knitting multiple pairs, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I love them. This yarn is Valkyrie Fibers. This is the Rocky Horror Picture Show colorway. That was like a surprise October Halloween-y thing, and it came with this mini, the lime green. And I decided not to do a lime green toe because honestly, I was afraid it wouldn't be enough because I've never really done a separate mini before. I have minis, I've just never used them for heels, toes, and cuffs.
Really?
and it totally would have been enough. Yeah, I've always bought big skeins.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I really like it. They're for me. They fit really cozy, and I'm excited. And so this is my FO, and I have one more FO actually. It's not a knitting FO, it's a sewing FO. So I'm taking the month of December off of Tomboy Femme Bags to have a little vacation. And also, I was thinking about this last night. I might actually do this every winter and summer solstice, take a 1 month vacation because from the bags, because also like my studio gets totally trashed. Like there's just little things when you're doing lots of making that I didn't have time to get to. Like my embroidery thread needs to be organized. My shipping area has like boxes everywhere that needs to be organized. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I've used all the fabric to that I just need to cut off the buttons and stuff so that the parts I can't use I can toss or upcycle or recycle. So like I need that month to work on that stuff too. So all of it to say that is enjoying the vacation and getting stuff done. And I think I'm going to do it on summer and winter solstice for a month. Like I think doing that is good, and it helps me get reorganized and get creative juices going. So to that end, I finished another 100X of sewing dress number 1, which is, you know, my uniform. In this lovely herringbone.
I love it.
This is like a thick denim. I broke a sewing needle making this because I'd run out of the extra like hard needles, and I had to use one of my soft ones. And so when I did French seams because my serger is also down right now. So it leaves like this thing. And so when I had to fold it over to do the hem, it was like multiple layers of this thick fabric, and my needle broke. But fortunately, I'd ordered 100 of the hard needles from Amazon that had come. So I put that in, and then it was fine. So I really love it. I can't wait. I'm going to wear it soon. I'm just figuring out the outfits or just around the house, but you know. And this is my 100X of sewing dress number 1.
Whoop, whoop.
This fabric I got, I think it's called Evanston Stitchworks. Hold on, I'm going to look it up actually quick. It's when I was visiting Sultan in Chicago, and we went to a local fabric store. Yeah, it's called Evanston Stitchworks. It's a lot of sewing, some yarn and knitting, embroidery, and she has so many beautiful fabrics, including this one. So if you live in Chicago or the Evanston area, check out Evanston Stitchworks because it's awesome. And it's a very cute little shop. And the owner who we met is very nice. That's it for my FOs, I believe. Whips. Annika.
Okay, so I have I have lots of whips, but I only worked on 2 of them this week. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. I have 3 whips. Hold on. Okay.
So I have a question for you randomly. I know you did some spinning on your drop spindle or attempted to. Do you have more than that drop spindle, or do you need another drop spindle?
No, I have another drop spindle. I have 2.
All right.
So in case anyone doesn't know, which is probably like everybody watching this except for Farrah, my drop spindle decided to kick the bucket this week because I guess it needed a vacation. So like the shaft just decided to crack, and like I don't know what happened to it because it was completely fine when I started spinning with it, and then it just was done. It broke. So I have, whoop, I have another drop spindle that I was spinning the last of my alpaca bat on, which I'm done, and now I need to take it off.
That's
and
lovely.
apply it. Yeah. I dyed it years ago, and then I have one more drop spindle. Oh, here we go. So everyone can see what happened to my drop spindle. So it decided to.
That's so bizarre. In the middle of spinning on it?
In the middle of spinning, because like, look, you can see I was spinning on it, and then it just was like nope, and like cracked. And so it's like cracked all the way up here too, but like it like actively broke crack. So I'm not sure.
I thought you picked it up and it was broken. I didn't know you were spinning on it and it broke.
Legitimately spinning on it, yeah. So, and then I also have this one.
That's lovely color.
Yeah, which is, and then this is merino that has been slightly felted because it has been in a bag for so long, that I also dyed years ago for a fiber competition thing when I was part of the spinning guild. Okay, so my first whip for this week is, oh, not dropping my phone. Okay, so my first whip for this week is I have what I call my bucket of doom, and it's this 32-gallon tote that's
Full of doom.
Yes, full of doom. It holds my whips that are like in timeout. And when Move It Forward May happened, which was a challenge put out by Labors of Love Crochet, I had 13 whips in my bucket of doom, and I got it down to 4, which was really exciting. But one of the whips that has been in my bucket of doom has been the starts of a t-shirt quilt for my soon-to-be ex-husband. And since he's going to be my soon-to-be ex-husband, like, I don't want to keep carting it around. And so for my whip is, my first whip this week is, I've been crocheting around all the squares for this t-shirt quilt. So I have a decent chunk of them done, and I still have several more to go. So yeah, so that's whip number 1. The yarn that I'm using for this t-shirt quilt is Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in anthracite. I think that's how you say that. I don't know.
It is.
Okay, but like it's a bunch of different grays, so it'll be a good neutral. To poke the holes in the t-shirts, I bought a skip cutter blade for my rotary cutter, and it works great. And then I'm just using a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook to go through all of the holes, and it doesn't stretch them out too much or anything, or rip or anything, so it's perfect. Another whip that I have this week is I'm test knitting the Sago Cycad socks by our friend Sultan, who's spun No Medico. I finished everything but the heel of the first sock, and like, y'all, it's so pretty. It's so
I love that yarn. Who's that yarn again?
This is Teal Torch Knits.
That's right.
And then this yarn was for one of their mystery colorways. The body is called Northumberland, and the toes and the cuff and the heels are called Air of Mystery. And the orange is like way more rust colored in person. Like, it's showing up pretty neon, like hunter's orange here, and it's really like more of a burnt orange in person. It's not that bright. It like melts really well with the variegated green of the actual sock. But I have the toe and the beginning 2 rows of the second sock done. So
yeah.
And these are toe up And there's an afterthought heel and a gusseted heel version for the pattern too when it comes out. So yeah, I'm loving it. And then my last whip for this week is I'm knitting I'm knitting flax by Tin Can Knits, and I have the body I'd say 3/4.
You're pretty much done. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's like 3/4 done, I think. I have like probably 6 more inches left to go of the main body, and then it's done. And the yarn I'm using is Karen 1 pound and Cape Cod Blue. And like just the shoulder detail is my favorite. And the cool part is that the shoulder detail goes all the way down the sleeves. So I'm really excited. So it's gorgeous, and it's going to be such a comfy, cozy sweater when it's done. And I'm really enjoying knitting it. So it's really pretty. That's it for my whips.
That sweater's been through a lot of titles and permutations.
I mean, I still think I'm calling it the divorce sweater, honestly.
Okay.
Just because like it's mostly what I've been knitting on while trying to like process this whole thing.
Yeah.
And which is great because it gives my hand something to do so my brain can actually like think something linearly. But yeah, instead of it being for my ex, it's gonna be for me, and I'm really excited. So
Yay. Okay. Whips. I'll share what I've worked on. So first, let's talk about spinning. I did have a spinning FO, but I can't share it, so I'm not.
But I gotta see it, and it's really pretty, y'all.
This is what I'm doing on my spindle, my Bosworth drop spindle. This is just random bits. This is from those thrummed mittens, actually. And underneath that is a sample of fin that I was given. And I'm basically hand spinning scraps of fleece. And like the BFL I had, like that's going to be spun on my wheel. That's going to become fabric. But little scraps I have that I'm going to hand spin, I'm going to I'm bringing them with me to Sweden or mailing them to Sweden. And all the stuff I spin on my wheel, I keep a little mini of, and then I'm doing stuff on my spindle, and it's going to all get crocheted into a giant hand spun blanket by Sarah.
Which is so cool.
Yeah. Also, this is what's on my wheel right now. This is Huckleberry Knits. And this is 85% Pullworth, 15% silk. I got 4 ounces. And this is the colorway North Cascades. And I love it. But this is going to go to Annika because it's way more Annika's colors than mine. And I thought it was going to be more olivey green and less turquoisey. And I don't know why. The photo, Huckleberry Knits is fabulous. And the photo wasn't deceptive at all. But I've also just been experimenting with like trying out different fibers. And I wanted to get one of theirs. And so I got this, and it's a good fun spin. I have like this much left in the first half, which will go on the first bobbin, and then I'll spin up the second bobbin and put it together. And I think you're going to get a fingering weight out of this, Annika.
Sweet.
From what I can tell. Yeah, fingering to sport, but probably closer to a fingering weight in most of the areas. So that's my spinning whips. Knitting whips and crochet whips. I'm working more on my Granny Square Scrappy blanket in fingering weight. It continues to grow because I'm just like, that's another thing I think with this vacation in December. I'm like, I have all these fabric and yarn scraps, and I'm just like, I don't want to throw them away, but like I want to start using new yarns and new fabrics. And so I want to use up and do random scrappy projects with the last bits of all of that. I cast on the second sock. I finished the first sock for my partner Matthew using Holst Garn, their Highland wool, the marled, and I put some scrappy left over for the cuff, and I'm going to use this same color for the heel. The only problem I am having that I've discovered is picking up an afterthought heel is very difficult using marled yarn. That's why the heel is not done on this yet. And instead, I cast on the second toe and I'm going to just knit up, and then one day I'll sit in some bright sunlight and do both of the heels, attempt to do both of the heels. So that's where that sock is going. I also worked on 2 more things, I believe. I worked on actively. I made some progress on my seamless raglan pullover on the second sleeve, or first sleeve, I mean. I'm almost done with all the increases, and then I'll just have to knit up the length of the sleeve. I think I maybe have like 5 more increases left to do.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's going quite well. This is Retrosaria Rosa Pomar yarn in the Mondium base, and this is the golden yellow colorway. And I love it. It's like 100% Portuguese wool, which is a lovely, lovely wool, it turns out. I'd never used it, which is why I say it turns out, because I was like, let's get it and try it, and it's awesome. What's my other last? Oh, my cowl is coming along, my giant crochet cowl that I'm inventing. I'm on the second skein of yarn, and I think that's all I'll use because it'll just be too ginormous otherwise. But I'm to here.
So pretty.
And I mean, I could stop here, but I want it to be bigger because it has to look space age a little bit. So I'll probably finish this up. My goal is to finish this week and the first sleeve this week. That's my knitting goals for the week until next episode. And then I'm casting on another sock. I'm waiting for some new needles to arrive. I'm going to try out some Chaigus, but the shorties, because clearly me and wooden knitting needles don't work well because I am careless and have, well, I'm not careless. I just have ADHD and I leave them sitting places and then I step on them and sit on them and then they break. Okay. I think that's it. Do I have any more whips? Can you think of any more whips?
No, I can't think of anything else.
Me either. I'm going to start a skirt. Can I quick go grab that material to show people? I found out, you know that long skirt that's in that Swedish sewer book I have? That it's like going to be a long full-length skirt. I found out I have enough of this to do it.
Ooh, cool.
So this is going to be a really long skirt. This is a flannel. So I'm going to try and line parts of it so that it doesn't stick. I don't know if I'm going to need to line it or not. I'm like, if I wear leggings, it might stick to them.
I think it depends on the material of your leggings. Like if you wore like your nether garments underneath it, it might stick to them. But I think if you wore like typical leggings that have like spandex or nylon in them, I don't think it'd stick to them.
Yeah. Well, I could at least put a lining up on my upper leg portion.
Yeah.
So it didn't do it. I don't know. So this is going to happen during my vacation, and also during my vacation, my flannel 100X of sewing dress #1, I'm going to sew a lining into that because that's flannel and sticks to my jeans when I wear them. So those are some goals I have for vacation this time. And then new things I'm experimenting with. Okay. Should we move on to the mental health moment?
Let's do it.
Mental health moment. This week's mental health moment is inspired by a meme that Annika shared that then started a whole conversation. Well, not a whole conversation, but we dialogued about a little bit. And what does the meme say exactly again? I remember the gist of it, but not what it says exactly. You want me to look it up?
Oh, I got you. Hold on.
Okay.
Life hack. You literally don't have to be friends with people you don't like.
You don't.
You don't.
So I don't know. I think especially for femme presenting people, we've been socialized about being nice. And that like being nice is the most important thing at all costs, even the cost of our own self-care and health. And I think that's toxic.
Yep.
I mean, first off, it muddies up the definition of kindness and the definition of love, because sometimes kindness and love is having firm boundaries. And sometimes I don't know. I just think you don't have to be friends with people who aren't nice to you. Like, it's okay to say no to people and relationships. Share, Annika. You know my brain isn't still online yet today, so I don't know why. I think today's just one of those days.
I know this podcast episode is going to be interesting because I'm currently on no Adderall because we're switching my meds at the moment. And while we're switching my meds, I can't be on Adderall while we're adding in the new med. So, and then Farrah's brain has just decided that it's done for today and also needs a vacation. So, yeah. So I think the thing also too, as like a femme presenting person, is that like we are taught growing up by society that we are supposed to make everyone comfortable even if we are uncomfortable, and that us being uncomfortable is just like the way life is. And like I think,
and I will say this is when we say culture and cultural, we're talking about specific cultures actually, because we have listeners from all over. Like, I think I'm talking about, I won't even say white middle class US and Europe. I think it spans race and class and is very gender specific. But this is what my experience, our experience have been in North America, and what we've heard from a lot of people in Europe. And yeah. So anyway, go on. I just wanted to say that so we could be not completely like Eurocentric, you know?
yes.
Sorry, I totally ruined your thought train.
It's all good. I think the other part that goes along with this is that just because you were friends with this person at one point and they were kind at one point, or even if they weren't kind at one point, doesn't mean that you have to stay friends with them long term or even like longer than whatever short period you have been friends. Like, if that relationship does not serve you or benefit you and is just draining, and it's not a safety concern of not having that relationship anymore, then you don't have to keep that relationship. Like, some relationships are meant to be in our life for short terms or for like just a period. That person doesn't always have to be in your life in the same capacity that they were in at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you put on pants and go get your sister from Kyle's house, and then you both can have dinner?
Why are you asking?
Because I'm currently doing something and she needs to come home and eat dinner too. Thank you. Real life parenting moments.
Whenever you say, why don't you put on your pants, I always know you're talking about Tobin.
About Tobin. If pants are being involved in some aspect of the conversation, I'm talking to Tobin.
Yep.
I was just gonna go like yell out over there and just actually inside his house.
Yep. Which is why I asked you to put on pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll go get in there.
Okay. Thank you. My other kid, neighbor's house. I'm not just asking my kid to like go wander the streets and find his sibling. I actually hope she is.
I do think, I just want to say this though, one thing I notice about all this is sometimes, one thing I do question though, is sometimes I see people who I know are in a place of not taking great care of themselves and addressing their needs, who put up memes who are just like, oh, whatever, if people are doing this, they're toxic and get rid of them. And I would just say this, if you're doing that to everyone in your life, the thing they all have in common is you. So I think it's okay to say this relationship isn't going on anymore, and that's okay. Or it's okay to like, this person doesn't make me feel good, and so blah. But I think that can't be a way to avoid conflict and avoid trying to talk stuff out. Like, I think anything can be taken too far or used in an unhealthy way. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Including this concept.
Yeah.
So be wise about it. Don't just the minute someone pisses you off be like, I'm writing them off. Unless what they do to piss you off is like if they abuse you or something, like, yeah, write them off. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think maybe I took us down a rabbit hole we didn't need to go off on a very simple concept.
That's pretty typical for mental health moments. So, you know, it's cool.
It is. Do we want to put together, I know I was just complaining about technology and being really frustrated with it, but I also thought it might be fun to do a year in review video where we take our favorite moments from the podcasts that are out and make a video compilation.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
That totally could. We should do it like the last week of December though.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I bought Annika's plane ticket to come here.
Yes.
For my birthday.
Yes.
and we're very excited to meet in real life. It's really bizarre when like one of your best friends, your bestest friend, you don't like have never met him.
This is like everything that my parents warned me about in the early 90s about strangers on the internet. And this is like the exact opposite of like all the instructions they gave me. So, you know, sorry, mom and dad, for disobeying. But I'm really, really excited. Yeah, it's kind of like this weird dichotomy, like, because Farrah and I talk every single day, like
Every
video
day.
every single day, and like we talk all the time. If we're not video chatting, like we message pretty regularly throughout the day too, but we've never actually met in person, and we live like thousands of miles away from each other. So I'm really
Is it
excited for,
thousands? I think it's like 1,500.
is it?
I don't know,
I don't know.
but it's a distance.
I'm really bad with geography, so
I'm good at geography, bad with figuring out miles, guesstimating miles.
yeah, I'm bad with that too, because the US is just like all sorts of messed up when it
Big.
comes to that. So
Well, it's all mashed up on the East Coast, and then you move to the West, and it's like massive,
yeah.
the boundaries for states and things. I think that's it. I mean, I don't know. Let's not torture ourselves or our viewers. I keep dragging. Okay, did you notice my internet has not froze though?
Yeah.
Since Matthew.
I think it was that game he was downloading.
I know.
It worked. I'm not going to complain.
Me either. So people, like and subscribe if you liked. We'll be back. We'll do our lives on Wednesday and Friday, and we'll do Stitch Group on Saturday.
Yes. And for people to get ready, my actual birthday is December 28th, which is a Saturday this year, and we're having Stitch Group night on it. And at the moment, there's a couple of us who have decided that we're all going to wear or all do face masks together during Stitch Group, because if you don't know this already, I have a problem.
Annika has a regimen.
I have a very regimented skincare routine, and
I put my face in water when I shower.
I just I really like face masks. I like buying random face masks that I find, and I like also sending the random ones that I find to my friends. And
I like getting them. I use them, but just not regularly.
yeah.
So go on.
Anyway, so if you would like to participate with the face mask wearing
Birthday
funness
celebration.
on my birthday with me and with other people in Stitch Group, you have until the 28th to get yourself a face mask. And yeah, it'll be super fun. And even if you don't want to do the face mask, you should just come to Stitch Group, because it'll be my birthday and we should hang out. So yeah.
That's it. So we'll see what happens with technology this week. Eventually, these episodes will be up. And once I feel calmer from my frustration later today, I'll work on them. I'll retry to upload the other one. Okay. Bye, people. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.